What it do, Dream Team? It's your boy D Neal back with another reaction video, guys. We are back with our guy, Edinger, one of the most entertaining YouTubers on the platform. What's an incredibly American thing Americans don't realize is American? I'm very intrigued at this. I've heard a lot of things, but let's see if I hear some new things in this one. Now, before we jump in, make sure you subscribe to the channel, ring the notification bell, give the video a thumbs up so it gets suggested. Social media and Patreon, all up top. You can subscribe to any of it, but all the links in the description. All you gotta do is hit the link, follow me, talk to me. I'm human. I talk back. If you got a favorite video suggestion, you can subscribe to Patreon, or in the description section there's a Google form link. Now, what we got, Evan?
Hello everybody. So after last week's a bit too deep video, today's video we're just doing a little bit of light fun. A Reddit thread on Ask Reddit called "What's an incredibly American thing Americans don't realize is American?" Because you get so deep in your American tunnel, you might not realize that something that you do and take for granted doesn't exist anywhere else. It's kind of fun to talk about. Also, today's video is sponsored by Epidemic Sound. You'll hear more about them at the end of the video. So, here we go. The top comment. What is one thing that Americans don't realize is just a thing in their country? Free refills, I guess. Sure. Oh. I personally have never been a big fan of free refills because I don't drink soda. I just don't think it's really good. Every once in a while, I will have a cup of soda, but it's so horribly unhealthy, I'd much rather just have water. And I always get weird looks when I get like a free drink at a restaurant. I'm like, I'll have water, and they go, you know, it comes with a soda. And I'm like, yeah, I just don't want one. Ranch.
I do that lately, though, because I love soda. Oh my gosh, it's an addiction for me. It's almost like a drug, because I'd be that guy in a restaurant who get 4 refills before I finish my meal. But now, yeah, I am trying to be healthier, so I cut the soda out and it's just water now. So I feel them on that.
Comes with a soda, and I'm like, yeah, I just don't want one. Ranch. I mean, I do really miss ranch, but also, I don't have to. Listen, I may have left America, but I still enjoy a little Hidden Valley ranch. This is like one of the tastes of my childhood. Yet all I have to do with this seasoning right here is add some milk and mayonnaise. Oh, this keeps for like 2 weeks in my fridge. I dip my vegetables in it. I throw chicken. Oh my God, ranch is delicious. It should be worldwide everyone's favorite thing. Says the most American thing I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Back when I worked
I swear to God, that's, ranch is definitely American. I've seen people dip any kind of food known to man in ranch. Just everything. Everything. I don't like ranch personally, but most people around me like ranch. And when I say everything, I literally mean they will dip anything in some ranch.
Says the most American thing I've ever said. Back when I worked at Panera Bread, great restaurant, a customer asked for ranch. We didn't carry it back then, and we informed him. He said, "Are y'all communists?" Currently working at Panera, and this is a frequent occurrence. Incredibly American things Americans don't realize is American. I think most Americans realize at this point that prescription drug commercials are very strangely just American. I feel like that's talked about more often, so I think we know. At least most Americans, I think. Thanking military people for their service. Yeah, that is... I really don't think that's done as often in the UK specifically.
Really?
It's not like you see someone wearing a beret and you go up and say, "Thank you for your service." That is pretty much uniquely an American thing. Obviously, we're thankful for veterans in different countries and whatnot. I've seen some Americans say threads on Reddit in which people have said, "Can I get my military discount when I'm in another country?" What? It's just so I can't. Thanking the military for the service, but then not actually supporting them in a meaningful way. Veteran services. That's all right. Let's hold up.
I like that, because we do thank military for their service all the time. If we see like in a military uniform, we'll thank you for your service. I didn't know that we did that more than other countries. I guess I didn't know that was just really mostly an American thing. But it said they're not actually supporting them, and I feel like a lot of people do that. But let's see what Evan got to say.
Not actually supporting them in a meaningful way. Veteran services. That's all right. Let's hold up with this next one. Okay, we've got handing your credit card to a stranger, having them walk away, swipe it, and bring it back like they didn't just put a down payment on their new house with it. Do you Europeans really think this is something that happens like frequently. If we have a system in which we give our credit card to the server to go swipe it and take our payment, do you not think that would be a thing that happened all the time? And even if it did, do you not realize how much insurance is in place? If you have your wallet stolen, God forbid, you're on the tube and someone just yanks your wallet and they end up buying some KFC and other things, you get all that money back. You just report it to the bank immediately. And also, let's just say someone did swipe and buy a down payment on their house. Really difficult to find who took the card. Maybe the person with the down payment on the house? It just feels like you're not putting one and one together, okay? Obviously, chip and pin is a good thing, but also, this is not a real problem, okay?
Thank you, because I see this in multiple videos, Evan. I appreciate you saying this. You're literally just paying for your food. Like, if they put anything extra on there, it shows up on your statement, and you get, like you said, you just call it bank. Like, nah, hey, they truly, that wasn't me, and you get your money back.
Obviously, chip and pin is a good thing, but also, this is not a real problem, okay? It's not a real problem. Drive-through ATMs and everything else. I didn't learn we had drive-through liquor stores until later in my life. As a kid, drive-through ATMs were really cool. Your mom would pull up to the bank, and if you don't know how these work, essentially, you pull up, they see that you've pulled up, they have a little glass wall so they can like see through, and they're like, hi, is this checking your savings? Are you depositing? Are you, taking money out, withdrawal? And then they send this little tube down in a little vacuum tube next to the window of the car, almost like you're at a drive-through restaurant. And so you open it up, you put your signed check in or any cash that you want to deposit. You put it in, it goes, whoop, sucks it right back out. And then they go, all right, thank you, Christina, whatever your name is. And then if there's a kid in the car, they also send back a lollipop.
Oh, so everything.
Nice, a little free lollipop.
When I was exciting. It was
exciting as a kid. But I'm much more thankful to live in a country that doesn't have many drive-through things, that instead has walkable things. It's much easier to just go to places that don't look like car hell. So that is a positive. American here. When I studied abroad,
I was gonna say, yeah. I agree with the lollipop. You understand, as a kid, you wanted that lollipop. Now it's just like a drive-through ATM machine. It's just a machine. You just drive through, put your card in, and you don't really gotta send it to somebody and all that. It's just like a regular ATM machine. And so, that's how my bank is now. You can drive through and talk to the people, but you got the drive-up machines.
Places that don't look like car hell. So that is a positive. American here. When I studied abroad, I was smiling and friendly to strangers. In London, they looked like I wanted to steal something from them. I was gonna say that's a bit of a stereotype. Londoners really aren't like that. But then I was thinking, if I'm on the tube and there is some guy that I'm looking over and he's just like, I don't trust you. What are you doing? Stop that. If you want to have a conversation with me, fine. However, they're like just looking at me and smiling, and I'm a guy, so I'm like not feeling as uncomfortable, but I'm still like, I don't trust what's going on here. I'm a very social person though. Like if I'm in the lift with you, I recognize you just moved in, I will have a half-hour conversation with you outside on your floor because I just want to tell you about the area and hope you like I'm a good neighbor, okay? I'm an American man and I like to talk. However, on the underground with a random stranger that's not my neighbor, I don't trust you. This guy brings up red Solo cups. They are weirdly a unique American thing that growing up, you just assume everyone has red Solo cups because you don't look at media from other countries as much. But no, it's weirdly just American. So much so, I don't know if you know this, Americans, but when people I know have had American-themed parties, red Solo cups are a top thing you gotta get. And they're not easy to get in this country. You gotta buy them from one of those expensive old wanky American shops. That's how big a deal they are. The cult of high school/college sports. I feel like if I tried to describe to you what our pep rallies were like in the high schools that I'd gone to, you would not believe me. Or maybe you would. It is pretty much like High School Musical. Like, you'd have a half day because about like noon 30, which is a word I'm now going to say, you go to the auditorium, everyone's there in the gym, and there's the drums, the marching band, they're going crazy, everyone's wearing the school colors, and it's like, and then the basketball team comes out. Actually, for us, I believe it was the football team. Our football team was like the one team.
Basketball teams don't get as much love as football teams in Texas schools. It may be some, but most Texas schools, football teams are getting all the pep rallies, getting all the love.
Team comes out. Actually, for us, I believe it was the football team. Our football team was like the one team. They have the homecoming game. Everyone's supposed to support them. There's even a homecoming parade, as in like everyone from the town goes to support the high schoolers that have this little float to be like, we're gonna beat Salem this month. And it's like, sure you are, Jimmy. We did beat Salem, so good job, high school. But it's weird because it feels so like infectious, the energy. Even though I didn't give a shit about football, I don't care about much sports or anything, it does feel very exciting when you have everyone all together for the same purpose and they're all just full of energy and chanting and cheerleaders doing all these things. It is crazy, especially considering in the UK, people get really excited about when they finally get a chance to sit on a wooden bench. That's the greatest pep that I think a Brit will ever have in their entire educational career. What's funny is, if you look in the comments, people are like, he's right. Love that bench. It was worth every year looking at those older kids on that bench. Phoenix, I know you're now editing this and you're like, yeah. I feel like education in the UK, you peak when you get to sit on the bench. Like, at that point, everything else is downhill. Your life is just waiting to sit on the bench. You sit on the bench, and then it's all downhill from there. Liberal equals left wing.
I got it. So what is it like? Y'all, can somebody explain to me in the comment section? So is it like when you hit a certain grade, like you get to sit on this special bench or something? Like, y'all gotta explain it to me so I know exactly what he means. But yeah, them pep rallies be crazy. Yeah, cult, when he said cult like high school, college sports, they are not lying. It is very cult-like.
Sit on the bench. You sit on the bench, and then it's all downhill. Liberal equals left wing. I've definitely been someone who will intermingle those two words because, like, we only have a two-party system, and it's very confusing. And I'm like, obviously they're not the same thing, but also in our system, it's like daily driving pickup trucks. Yeah, I know that the Ford F-150 is like the most sold vehicle in the States. It's like ubiquitous with American culture, having a pickup truck. And it's weird because, like, even if I wanted to get one in the UK, it's really difficult. There's a reason why they're not sold here. Those things are massive, and they just don't fit on our roads. And even if they did, finding a parking spot where that's not gonna get dinged up is going to be next to just impossible. Even those small little country roads, if you're in the south or the west or the north or the east, all over the place. I can't, oh, God forbid in a city, but no, I'm just thinking about those narrow little roads that are basically one way, but you have to like slowly give yield to the other people. No way. A pickup truck just can't really exist here. Obviously, if you're in like country, maybe, but then you don't really want to drive it too far from the country. Sending Christmas cards with your family photo on it.
Oh, I've never done that. But
is that not a thing in other places?
I didn't know that was strictly mostly an American thing. I've never done it, but I didn't know that was mostly an American thing. I mean, you see it like done in a lot of movies and everything. A lot of people do it. That's crazy. That's an interesting fact. I just
is that not a thing in other places? I think we actually did do that one year, but is that just an American thing? What? No. I learned this. What? I mean, I've never been a fan of sending cards. I'll just throw that out there. I find them to be basically a performative act. I'd much rather an actual gift or even just a call or a text. I don't need a stupid little piece of paper that says, hi, I spent $4 to send you a piece of paper, or hey, I printed out the family photo. I don't need that. I don't need it. Not making posts about other countries. That's because there aren't any other countries. That's the American. Paying $10,000 for a live birth and thinking that's okay. Yet again, I don't think Americans think that's okay. No. I think hopefully, I'm thinking most Americans at this point, due to the internet and being exposed to how every other country exists, might have the wherewithal to be like, hey, that's not cool. I hate that this is just a thing. I like that someone said after paying $3,000 a year in insurance, and someone said, look at this guy with dirt cheap insurance. I like that I'm not sitting here still with my rant.
I love these comments because they're spot on. But yeah, we don't think it's okay. We just deal with it. I mean, it's like I gotta have this baby, so and they not changing these prices for me. So you just, unless you're gonna leave the country, you just gotta deal with it.
And someone said, look at this guy with dirt cheap insurance. I like that I'm just sitting here still with my ranch, just thinking about maybe making some, dipping my fingies in it, eating that up. Singing the national anthem at every possible opportunity, even at an event that doesn't involve other countries. Of course. I feel like it's even better when it's just you. It's you and your bros all singing about America at a sports event, which of course the government infused into sports, so that way they can instill nationalism at every part of the American public's psyche. You know, oh, sports? America, America. You gotta love it. Gonna sing about it. It is weird, and it is brainwashy, but that's the American way. The only time I have ever heard the British national anthem was when I became a British citizen and I had to listen to it while staring at a portrait of the Queen. That was legally what I had to do to get my citizenship.
I love the fact that he recorded this moment. I love it, bro. This is cool. I'd be lit to listening to the anthem while looking at the Queen. That sounds cool.
Weird, but all right. Mixing 3 different canned foods together and calling it a casserole. Listen, it's strange, but growing up, my knowledge of cooking was pretty much that. Like buying different boxes that say you could just add different things to the boxes, and that was cooking. I wasn't good at cooking that. It was basically it. Don't forget to add cheese. Air conditioning. Yeah, that was the roughest thing. Moving to the UK, I remember my first summer here, and that was the absolute worst part. I was on like the 11th floor of student accommodations, and oh my God, was it just sweltering up there. And the worst part is this weird cognitive dissonance where British people seem to pretend like it's not incredibly hot for at least 2 to 3 weeks of the year, and they go, oh, it's only hot for 1 to 2 days. Just suck it up and sweat. No! Air conditioning is so nice. I don't have it at this flat. I could put one in for like 300 quid. But that's 300 quid. And then that's just for like one room, and it's loud. And I just wish it came standard. Oh, making pancakes from the box. If you've seen my video in which me and my friend compete to make the best pancakes, you will find I made my US pancakes the US way with a box of Bisquick. That was just the way I knew. It was almost like that was the only proper way of making pancakes to me. You gotta use
everything. I don't even know another way of making pancakes. You feel me? You would lose me. I'm intrigued. I gotta watch that video because I want to know how the pancakes are made without the box. I need to know this.
Like that was the only proper way of making pancakes to me. You gotta use Bisquick. Nowadays, I'll link the recipe I use in the description. I have made this recipe maybe like 25 times. They are by far the fluffiest, most amazing American pancakes I've ever had. I make them every time, and I don't need a box. I feel very proud as an American to say I don't need a box for pancakes anymore. And it's actually a better way. Everyone else is making pancakes from scratch. You're right, I didn't know this. See? People, Americans, just like me, I didn't know. I was just like, everyone's got to use Bisquick. That's like the future. Like, we might as well just use Bisquick if it makes them the right way, right? Man, I'm such a slut for marketing. While I admit the Brits are pretty close with their full English breakfast, the American greasy diner breakfast of eggs, bacon, waffles, pancakes, and hash browns is uniquely American. No.
That sounds so good right now. Like, that literally just made me so hungry. Like, I just ate breakfast. But that just sounds so good. Sheesh.
Waffles, pancakes, and hash browns is uniquely American. No. I literally just say pancakes or waffles, but it's pretty much an English breakfast with pancakes. Obviously, there's no mushrooms or any other healthy things involved, and definitely not beans, but someone paid just to bag your shopping at the checkout. Absolutely. Makes me feel so awkward and uncomfortable just standing there while they do it. No! God, do I miss a bag boy. I had one during my road trip in the States in February, and it's just so convenient. You got someone ringing you up, and then someone else putting them in the bag. Thank you, sir. You are doing the best service ever. As opposed to that really, really anxious thing of trying to do it yourself, and then, oh God, where do I put the apples? Is this soft enough to be in the bottom? Or, oh God, there's somebody coming. I'm sorry. And you can move it to another place. But I don't want to do that. I've got all my stuff right here. Yeah, stresses me out. Is this an American thing? That was one of my first jobs in Ireland. Should I move to Ireland? They got bag boys? That's hot. That's hot. Calling a water heater a hot water heater. I would have called it that, but I now just call it a boiler. That's a lot fewer words. Thinking that circumcision is the norm and that uncut guys have smelly dicks.
It's not
It's
the norm.
weird that that's just kind of a thing that is just kind of taught. It's like, well, Jimmy, you have a piece of your penis cut off because God and your family love you very much. And also because...
I swear to God, I thought that was normal all over the world, bro. I literally, like, I learned more about other countries and the rest of the world, but there's some of these things that I still don't know, obviously. I thought that was a normal thing.
You have a piece of your penis cut off because God and your family love you very much. And also because they wanted it to be clean. Otherwise, it gets all stuff in there and gets germs and gross. In fact, you should be thanking your family for cutting off that little bit of your dick. It's totally normal and every other guy has it. Just in the States. You know, one thing that's not uniquely American, today's video sponsor, Epidemic Sound, and I'm just gonna give it to you guys plain, all right? Epidemic Sound's been around for ages. I've used them for 4 to 5 years before they sponsor my videos, and they're great. They allow me to make the videos that I make really nice by having a nice bed of background music, no matter what I'm talking about. It's a giant library, and they want me to talk about my future. I've been asked to tell you guys about their new loyalty program. Initially, for each person you refer, you get 1 month free subscription to Epidemic Sound, as well as community newsletters and exclusive discounts. But once you pass the 12 people referred threshold, you can join the ambassador program, meaning you get $15 per referral, as well as being able to access the campaign platform to chat with other creators. And just to talk about my future plans for the channel. So, hey, my future plans, I want to make better videos. That's simple, right? I'm making a big one I've been working on for a while, in which I leave my house, make some videos around London. Hopefully you look forward to that, and there'll be good music in the background of every single one, thanks to Epidemic Sound. So thank you guys, Epidemic Sound. If you want, you can click my link in the description to join and join the referral program. Other than that, hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you did, you can watch another one on Reddit, somewhere on the screen. And I'll see you guys next Sunday. Goodbye.
Well, shout out my guy, Evan. Like I said, videos are always entertaining, and I walk away learning something new. I learned a couple things that were strictly American things that I really thought were just normal things. I think the pancakes and the circumcision got me. That's all we got here. You guys got a favorite video you want to see him react to, you can subscribe to Patreon, or in the description section of your Google form link, hit the link, fill out your suggestions, send it to me. Want me to get to yours faster or others fill out premium? Make sure you hit subscribe to the channel, ring the notification bell, get a video a thumbs up so it gets suggested. Social media and Patreon are all up top. If you want to subscribe to any of it, put all the links in the description. All you got to do is hit the link, follow me, talk to me. Love talking to you guys. You guys are the most incredible team on YouTube. It's your boy Neal, out.